Brooks is accused of driving through the Waukesha Christmas parade last year, killing 6 people, injuring dozens more. Waukesha police officer Bryce Schulten was stationed at Wisconsin and Northwest Avenue by the time the driver reached that point. Schulten says he knew what was coming. He says he fired 3 shots to try and stop the driver. Joining us now, attorney Julius Kim from the law group Kim and Lavoie, talk about what happened in court today. Julius, thanks so much for joining us again. More interruptions from Brooks in court. Judge Jennifer Darrows warns him she's about to kick him out, but then doesn't. There's been a lot of talk about this. I mean, yesterday she let him ramble for about 50 minutes, and a lot of people are wondering, why is she letting him act like this? Not more quickly, either booting him to what's kind of like a timeout court next door, or not letting him kind of ramble for 50 minutes.
Yeah, it kind of has a feeling of a parent kind of scolding a toddler at times, doesn't it? I think Judge Darrows has handled Mr. Brooks as well as she possibly can. I mean, there's some strategy to the way that she's dealing with them. Number one, I think it's always best to have a defendant in the courtroom. I think that's what she prefers. I mean, this is a big case. There's some serious charges here. And I think it's always best to have a defendant in a case like this to be physically present. And so she's done her best to try and keep him calm. Sometimes she has to scold him. Sometimes she has to be nice to him. Sometimes she'll throw him a bone and sustain an objection or two. But there's been this delicate dance that's being played, and I think she's been doing a really good job to try and keep him in line. So far, so good.
She's been open and honest that she wants to do this once. I mean, all judges want to do every case once, but she knows this is going to get a close look at appeal. Is that part of the reason that this guy's representing himself? It's odd, some of the things that we're seeing in court. We're not used to seeing it. Is that why she lets him ramble for 50 minutes, knowing that an appellate court will look at it and wants to make sure he was treated fairly?
Yeah, my impression was that she let him, do that 40-50 minute, soliloquy for yesterday, just more as kind of a pressure release valve. Things had been kind of building up at that point in time, and there'd been some tension. They had been kind of getting at each other a little bit, and all of the things that he brought up are stuff that's already in the record, quite frankly. But I think that was a way for her to just kind of let him vent and then get it out of the system and feel like he's been heard, and to keep him in control, because we don't want the other Mr. Brooks to appear again, because that would just wreak chaos on this trial and the flow of this trial.
Right. We don't have a lot of time here, but I do think it's interesting, Julius. We've heard from witnesses, people whose kids were injured but not killed. Today we heard from some police officers, but we haven't heard from family members of the 6 people who died. Many were at the parade. Are prosecutors trying to shield them from this trial?
Well, we haven't heard from all the witnesses yet, right? So typically those witnesses will probably come at the end. Those are kind of, what we call like impact witnesses, so that these, strong impressions are the final impressions that are left at the end of a trial. So my feeling is that those witnesses are probably still coming, and at the close of the state's case, which is coming sometime early to the midweek next week.
So some of the most emotional testimony may be coming in the days to come. Julius Kim from Kim and Lavoie, following what has been a trial we have not seen before. We appreciate your time.
No problem, Ben. Take care.